गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Let us take Shiva Shakti with deep 5 breaths. Om Shiva Shakti Om. 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 अतिमधुरचापहस्ताम् अपरिमितां मोदबाणसौभाग्या अरुणाम् अतिशयकरुणा अभिनवकुलसुन्दरीं वन्दे। ह्रीङ्कारिणी ह्रीङ्काराद्या ह्रीं मध्या ह्रीं शिखामणिः ह्रीङ्कारकुण्डाली Agnishikha, Hrinkara Shashichandrika, Hrinkara Bhaskara Ruchihi, Hrinkaram Bodha Chanchala, Hrinkara Kandankurika, Hrinkaraika Parayana, Hrinkara Didhika Hamsi, Hrinkaro Kekini, Hrinkararanya Harini, Hrinkaravallavallari, Hrinkarapanjarashuki, Hrinkaranganadipika, Hrinkarakandara Simhi, Hrinkaram Bhojabhrangika, Hrinkara Sumano Madhvi, Hrinkara Tarumanjari. Today's session would be like a beautiful flower bouquet being presented to all of us through Hreem. It is like giving some sweets or dessert in the middle of the main course of lunch or dinner. So today's all the namas of Hreem Kara are just heart, mind, intellect, that ego, aham, consuming one. Hreem. Hreem Kari. Hreem Karini. It is Hrilleka, the cave in which that Hreem Devi is residing. Guha. And also it is realization of the self. Hreem Kari. So as I told you, the first Kuta, Vagbhava Kuta, Ka E La Hreem. The experience one gets while reciting the Hreem in the Vagbhava Kuta is different from the Hreem which we recite in the Madhya Kuta, Kamakala Kuta. That experience is different. In Vagbhava Kuta, Varivashya Rahasya, it's a text on Sri Vidya. It says, in Vagbhava Kuta, Devi gives us the spiritual intellect to the sadhaka. So she gives the taste of what the self is. She gives the taste. And she provokes the spiritual intellect in the sadhaka. So he becomes spiritually oriented person who starts leading his life. In Madhyakota, Devi gives all material wealth, all the pleasures of the world, and jnana, good family, good social life, everything in the Madhyakota to that aspirant. And in the third one, Shakti Kuta, she drags the aspirant totally towards self-realization, towards liberation. So in the first Vagbhava Kuta, she's showing the taste of what it is to be liberated. She takes us towards that. In Madhyakuta, she gives all things necessary for us, what we aspire in this world, she gives. Why is this? Why is the spiritual intellect in the Vagbhava? And then she gives the worldly wealth and name, fame, everything. It is her motherly quality which she is showering on the aspirants. When she prepares the sadhaka, the aspirant, in the spiritual path, when she makes his mind expanded in that spiritual path, and then if she gives, the way he receives, the way he enjoys it, the way he experiences will be very different. And his mind is already expanded, and it is for me, it is mine, it is by me. All these things will become lesser and lesser important for him. Whatever wealth he has, he feels like sharing it with everyone. Because no more he is having the mindset of it is for me, that possessing would have gone away. So, for ignorant people who are totally world pleasures oriented persons, she gives dharma, artha, kama, moksha. When the aspirant sadhaka, the devotee, wants the realization of self, first she gives that. She takes us towards that moksha. And then she gives the kama, desire to have all the things necessary for him to accomplish his spiritual aspect which he is having within him. He wants to help others. He wants to do good things in the society. He wants to acquire knowledge, and he wants to share it with others. For all these things, he needs artha. That also she gives artha. But she won't say this is meant for you to give it to others. It automatically happens. And naturally, dharma also he establishes in a much bigger way. So, Devi's way of giving us the boon of self-realization is in this way, in a very friendly, guiding way. So there is that twist. So, as I told you, it is the same cream, but the experience, one who recites that will receive different kinds of revelations, different feelings, different experience. It is like, it is the same sweet. If you eat that sweet after the spicy, hot food, the taste will be different. If the same sweet is taken soon after the poison, the taste will be different. After the curd rice, if you eat it as dessert, the taste experience will be different. The impact of that experience will be different, even though it is the same sweet. In the same way, even here, this Panchadashi mantra, Hreem, 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 even though it is coming in all the three, it is the Bijakshara of realization of self. It is same, but the way it has the impact is in very different way. So, for the first Vagbhavakuta, we did go through that meditative kind of understanding how Srishti is taken place in the first Vagbhavakuta, the creation, where that green had the impact. I am beyond. I am beyond. That means we started from stomach, and then it became the whole body, and then my family, and then my nation, and then my world, and then my universe. And I'm beyond. Because I'm saying my, that shows I am beyond. Because I'm claiming all these things as mine. The next one, in this Madhya Kuta, the experience is different for free. Here it would become all inclusive. One is expanding himself, the aspirant, because sthiti, for the sthiti, sustenance, Shiva Shakti should be in every inch, every moment, kala, desha. It has to be penetrated. Every atom should be penetrated with Shiva Shakti. So for that, the experience is different. So let us do that. Relax yourself, and as we did in the last class, let us go through this. I will take the same analogy. Relax your mind. Concentrate on the stomach. Put all your consciousness on the stomach by holding your stomach. I am penetrating every inch, every corner, every part of the whole stomach, abdomen. I am there in every part of it, in every bacteria, every cell. I am there. Because I am there, it is working beautifully. I have penetrated, pervaded the whole stomach. Am I limited to this? No. My experience says from stomach that energy to digested food, nutrition, blood circulation, everything is penetrating other parts of the body as well. That penetration is possible because I am penetrating the whole body. Thus, I am the whole physical body. I have expanded myself as the whole body. Am I limited to this physical body? No. I am expanded. I am including myself in the mind, which is very expansive. The mind is including all the emotions, all thoughts, all discerning capacity as intellect. And the memory and the factors like kala, desha, karya karana have penetrated the mind in all its possible ways. The mind is expanding to the extent that I reciprocate to the feelings of others, and thus I'm able to say, I know what you are saying. I feel the same. I can understand your difficulties. I understand your happiness. I am with you. I'm able to say that because my mind has included, penetrated the minds of others as well. In the same way, the mind has expanded and it has included all manifested things in the mind. Thus, I am all inclusive, expanded, universal mind. I can become one with the plants, one with the animals, one with non-living things as well. And I'm penetrating and pervading the whole world in my mind. And thus I'm universal mind. Beyond the whole manifestation, the second circle There is nothing else which is not touched by I. That I is the activated consciousness. Shiva Shakti. Because I have penetrated each and every inch at all times. Kala, Desha, Karya, Karana Bhava, and multiplicity is experienced. It is the same I, Shiva Shakti, which is experiencing the self as Jivatma. Who expanded as universal mind. So according to the capacity, each Jivatma expands and makes it work in the mind. So Shiva Shakti, who is beyond the whole manifestation, has entered into the universe, the universal mind, the individual mind, and the individual physical body as well. All the three bodies. And there is continuous connection between the expanded universal mind as well as the individual mind. Because the self is only one which has taken two different upadhis, the instruments. One as Ishwari, another one as Jivat. So, in Vagbhavakuta, it is like the universe is like an orange. Whole orange is here as the universe. In the hand, which is Shiva Shakti. And in Sthiti, she opens it and enters into each segment. And further she goes into each juicy sac, kusuma, of every segment. There are 10, 12 segments, right, in oranges. They are like different universes. In that, she enters each and every small sac which has juice in it. They're all Jivat. Because she has gone deep into every part of that orange, the fruit is complete, self-sufficient. So in the same way, Devi is taking care of the sthiti of the whole universe. So for us to understand in what way she is doing it, the analogy they have used, Shiva Shakti have used, is beautiful, and we do experience it in our life every day. It is there in the nature. Only thing is, we have to get connected to it and realize the presence, the working of Shiva Shakti in each Nama. That's why I said it's so beautiful. Hrim Karini, Hrim Karadhya. She is Adya. As Hrim Kara, when we take Hrim Kara as the whole manifested universe, the whole manifestation as Hrim, Saguna Brahman. Adya, she is there even before. First she comes and then comes the Hrim. Hrimkaradhya, she is the source of the whole creation, universe. So if you remember, she is Swatantra Shakti of Shiva. Shiva is pure consciousness. Within him there is the vibration, Shakti, Spandana. And when Shiva recognized that this Shakti is able to carry on Srishti Sthiti Laya Tirodhana Anugraha of the universe, he granted all his 5 powers to her. Chit, Ananda, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. With these 5, she is able to take care of the whole universe. So she is Adya. And also we can understand in Vagbhava Kuta, it is 1 into many. It is that one Shakti who became multiplicity into many. She's there in the form as many. In Sthiti, Madhya Kuta, we understand many in one. All the sacks of the juice and the segments are in one orange fruit. Isn't it? In the same way, many in one. And again in Shakti Kuta, it becomes one, many into one. So let us see when that comes. So Hrimkaradhya. When we take Hrim as the Bijakshara, Bija Mantra, Bhuvaneshwari, Bija Mantra, even for that, she is Adya. She is the source. She is the very root of Hrim. Hrim Madhya, the next one. She is there in Hrim, that is, in the universe as Hrim. She is very much there in the center as the supporting pillar, as base. She is there. Hrim Madhya. And when we take Hrim Kara as again the mantra, in that mantra, she is very much there in the center, in the core of Hrim mantra. She is there. Hrim Shikhamani. When the whole universe is Hrim, she is like the crest jewel. How? She is the one who is giving energy for Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Isha and Sadashiva to carry on the 5 Panchakrityas. She's there on top, providing them the energy. And it is under her, all the 5 Krityas are taking place so smoothly. So she shines as Shikhamani, the gem which is used in the jewel which is worn on the head. Shikha is head crest. She shines there. When we take it as mantra, even in that, Hrim Shikhamani, Hrim, 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 the mantra will be going on. She pops up, shining like the gem. And the whole universe has so many gods and goddesses. All the great souls, realized souls, all are different forms. But even among them, she is the one who is giving the main Shakti. So, in whatever way we take, it is Shiva Shakti who is like the crest jewel, shining all the time. That's why we call her as Ma Prakriti, because her presence is shown in every act, in every kritya of the universe, as well as in the individual as well. Hrim is also Raja Bija among all the Bijakshara. Shikhamani. Hrimkara Kundagni Shikha again. Hrimkara Kundagni Shikha. Kundagni is the sacrificial fire which comes out of the sacrificial pit. The flame, Shikha, it reaches up. That flame is she. Hrimkar, that Agni, Kunda is Hrimkara Kunda. That sacrificial pit is that Hrim. We can take it as the whole universe as Hrimkara, sacrificial pit, in which she is rising up as the Shikha, the flame of the fire. If we take it as the consciousness, Hrim, as the Chit, when she reaches the Sahasrara as Kundalini, there she is like the flame of the fire burning in Sahasrara Chakra. And also Chidagni Kunda Sambhuta, we read it in Lalita Sahasranama. Chidagni Kunda is Hrimkara Kunda. That is her form, Lalita's form. From there, she is emerging, taking away the darkness, and she shines up as the flame of fire. Hrimkara Kundagni Shikha. And then Mundaka Upanishad. It says about oblations offered to 7 Sapta Jihwa, the 7 flames, which comes out of the Agni Kunda, Homagni Kunda. Which are those 7 flames? who is receiving it. Those flames are Kali, Karali, Manojava, Sulohita, Sudhumra Varna, Spullingini, and Vishwaruchi. So these are the different manifestations of Devi as the flames of the fire. And even in Narayana Sukta, we do study Jwala Mala Kulam Bhati Vishwasyayatanam Mahat Tasya Shikhaya Madhye Paramatma Vyavasthitah. So even in that, the flame is there. In the center of that is that Brahman, who is adored, worshipped as Hari, Indra, Shiva, Brahma. So this flame is a very meaningful one. When we take it in Vedanta way, it is the five senses which are like the flames, plus the mind and the ego. These are the flames which are taking the food offered as oblations in the Agni Kund. When we take it individually, how it refers to. Hrimkara Shashi Chandrika. So, Hrimkara Shashi Chandrika. When Hrimkara as the light providing rays of moonlight, she shines as that moonlight. Hrimkara is that Shashi. So what happens in an individual sadhaka, when the fire, Kundalini has risen all the way to Sahasrara, there will be fire, the Agni, which will be sparking. And the heat is produced because she is one with Shiva. And because of that, there is Amrita Varshini. She is showering the Amrita. Sahasraram Bhujaruda Sudhasara Bhivarshini. So, how does it feel in that Soma Chakra? It is giving the cooling effect on the sadhaka. So, she is present as Agni, Chandra, and also as next one as Sun. So, if we go to the next one, Hrimkara Bhaskara Ruchi. Hrimkara Bhaskara Ruchi. She is present as the splendor of sun. In Prana Upanishad, the main three gods who are taking care of the universe are Agni, that is earth. In earth, it is Agni. And in Antariksha, above the earth, it is Vayu and Indra who are taking care of that. And Surya is taking care of the heaven. Among all, contextually now, Sun is taken as the self because he is presiding the heaven and also he is there eternally. So he is given that status as Premkara Bhaskara, the light, one who gives the light of lights. He is given that status here in this Prana Upanishad. Of course, in Kathopanishad also it refers to the light, because that sun is the manifestation of Shiva Shakti, which is taking care of the universe. He is given the first preference among these other gods, Surya. Even in Panchayatana Puja, Shankaracharya has included Surya Deva, along with Shakti, Shiva, Vishnu, Surya, and Ishtadevata. These are the 5 deities who have to be worshipped every day as Nitya Karma. Hrim Karam Bodha Chanchala. Hrim Kara Ambodha Chanchala. She is the lightning in the dark clouds. That is Hrim Kara as the dark thick clouds. In that she shines as the lightning. It is so beautiful. Even if we imagine in the universe, when we see the thick, dark clouds, and here and there the lightning coming, like the rod-like striking lightning, how beautiful it is. And it blinds the eyes. To that extent, it will be so bright. However, when it is the Hrim Kara as the thick dark cloud, she shines as the lightning. Here, that Taditvantam Shaktya Timira Paripanthis Puranaya. In Saundara Lahari, it comes. And also Tatil Leka Tanvi. Devi, the way she works, the way she manifests herself is like lightning. Especially one can feel it in the Agnya Chakra. Her movement and her presence can be felt. So, Hrimkara Ambodha, the cloud, it can be taken as the thick ignorance. When it is thick ignorance, darkness, she comes as the lightning to sadhaka to hang on to. Even if one experience, that too for just nanosecond, is enough, it gives immense joy, happiness, and the memory will be continuous. One can never forget it. So to that extent, it is impactful, powerful. Another meaning, Ambodha, the thick dark cloud, also represents the hope, inspiration, and being ready as the help about heralding coming of the rain. So when the thick dark cloud is there, especially when it is green as the thick dark cloud, she comes in the form of lightning. The sadhakas do experience it. Nilato yada madhyastha vidyullekeva bhaswara. Again, it comes in Narayana Sutta. So this chanchala, lightning, is one of the forms of manifestation, both in the universe, cosmos, as well as in the individuals as well. Hrimkara kandankurika. Kanda means the bulbous root, the very root, the bulbous root. Ankurika means the sprout which grows into plant or into the tree. So, when we take it as Hrimkara, as that root, Hrimkara, which is the mantra and also the whole universe, and also the individual himself, sadhaka, as that Hrim, the base, the root. She comes up as the Ankura. She sprouts. So it means what? She is the cause, Kanda, the root. And she is also the Ankura, which is Karya. She is both cause as well as the effect. She is Vishwa as well as the sprout of the joy, bliss which comes as Devi. And in Kama Kala Vilasa, that is another text on Sri Vidya, there they say Bijankura Rupini Parashaktihi. So even there, Bija, Ankura, both are the forms of Shakti. That means she is both Karana as well as Karya. Even in Dakshinamurti Stotra, the second one, Bijasyantari Vankuro Jagadidam. So, Shiva Shakti is that Bija, is that Kanda, that is the root from which the whole universe manifests as a plant or the tree. So what is needed here is, being the devotee and the sadhaka, we have to know the meaning of what Hrim is, which we have studied in 3-4 ways. And we have to apply it to the universe which we are experiencing. So Hrim, if that Hrim becomes the very root, the source, and when we supply all the necessary things for it to grow, which is sadhana, naturally Devi's presence will also grow as Ankura, as the sprout. And as it keeps growing more and more, it becomes plant and then the tree, and it gives the phala as well. That phala would be self-realization. So when we are contemplating on this nama, Hrimkara Kandankurika, Hrim should become the root. and keep putting the water, sunlight, manure, everything for that in the form of sadhana, meditation, japa, puja, then automatically Devi rises within. Hrim Karaika Parayana. Hrim Karaika Parayana. Parayana means being steadfast, abiding, and also it is the best refuge or the goal for a sadhaka. When we take it as Shakti, Hrim Kara, Hrim is the pranava of Devi. Like Om is pranava of Brahman, Shiva. Hrim is pranava of Shakti. And she abides in that means what? She is Atmarama. She is to herself Atmarama. Because Parayana, she is steadfast in being within. That is one understanding. Another understanding from the point of view of the sadhaka. Parayana, one should become steadfast in Hrimkara. Hrimkara, Hrim, Hrim, Hrim. Continuous japa and contemplation on Hrim, which is Bhuvaneshwari Bijakshara, will automatically make one grow and expand, and the sadhaka becomes possessed by that Hrim. So he makes that Hrim as the goal. Hrimkara Parayana. By doing this Hrim Parayana, Devi is experienced within. Hrim. Another meaning is Hrim is also Maya Bija. Devi, Hrim Parayana, one who is steadfast in working on that Hrim as the whole manifestation, the universe. She makes us get into that web of Maya because she is Hrim Parayana. So, in the name of taking care of the sthiti of the universe, she needs that Maya as well, the aspect of Maya. So, she puts us into the web of Maya. At the same time, she is the one, because we are praying her with Hrim, Hrim, Hrim as Parayana, she also takes us out of that web. So, Hrimkara Eka Parayana is a beautiful name of Devi, which is very impactful. And then Hrimkara Dirghika Hamsi. Hrimkara Dirghika Hamsi. Dirghika means the pond which is elongated, which is there for a very long time. Dirghika is pond. Hrimkara Dirghika means that Hrim itself is like a pond which is stretched both time-wise as well as the space wise. That is why Dirghika. The name itself is Dirghika for the pond. In that, Devi is the Hamsi. Just visualize how poetic it is and how beautiful it is. In manifested pond, where there is pure water and Hamsa is gracefully gliding on the water. It is such a beautiful experience. If it is Hrimkara, Dirghika, that Hrimkara is the mind. That mind as Hrim, Hrim, Hrim is filled with all the sadhana as water. The mind is the pond which is expansive and which is there eternally as the universal mind, which we are inheriting. So, if the mind is made as the dream, in that, if our sadhana is put continuously as the thoughts on Devi as part of our sadhana, the water will be pure. It is filled. Naturally, Devi will be gracing us by her presence as Hamsi, beautiful swan. So, the mind should be filled with the water, which are nothing but the thoughts on Devi, our love for Devi, worshipping Devi through the mind, in the mind. That means Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Aham should be filled with the thoughts of Devi, Shiva Shakti. Naturally, her grace, her presence will be there in the form of Hamsi. And then, Hrimkarodhyana Kekihi. Udhyana means garden. Kekini is, Keka is the cry of the peacock. Kekini is the peacock, Mayuri. Udhyana is the garden which is already structured and neatly done. So, it is aesthetically created, Udhyana. In that, the peacock is dancing with gay abandon. So it is so beautiful. Even in this world, when we see it in Udhyana, when we are sitting, it's beautiful to watch peacock dancing with so much of joy. If Hrimkara is Udhyana, because the mind of the sadhaka, the devotee, is groomed and it is with pure thoughts. It is like Udhyana. In that, Devi dances as Mayuri. She is there as Mayuri. So, all mundane thoughts will go away from the mind. when one is able to visualize Devi as a peacock in the Udyana, in the garden. And the other way to look at it is, even when we see in this world a beautiful peacock dancing in the garden, it is nothing but the presence of Shakti in the form of Mayuri and in the form of the garden. So look at the way there is comparison of things which we experience, and to what extent one can go beyond. If we are able to make our mind so pure, we can experience the whole universe as Udyana, the whole universe, the whole life as Udyana. When it is that beautiful, naturally we will feel, experience the presence of Devi as though she is Mayuri, Kekini in the whole universe. So by contemplating on Hrinkara, which is again Bhuvaneshwari Bija Mantra, the mind will be able to see it, grasp it, experience it in the same way as the analogy which Trishati is giving us. That should be the goal, to see the whole universe as Udyana. When we go to the next one, Krim Kararanya Harini. Aranya Harini. Just imagine if you're going in a thick forest all alone, and there is no one else, no other jiva, and we are in the middle, not knowing where to go, what direction to go. We are circling. At that moment, if you see a beautiful deer, Harini, jumping and going in front of you, won't the whole fear and the desperate mind become happy to see that Harini? So that Aranya represents the darkness, the ignorance. In the ignorance, as Aranya, we are all lost. If we make that Aranya as Hrimkararanya, that means bring in that Hrim, which is the very base of Devi. Hrim. In that Hrimkara Aranya, she will certainly come as Harini. So again, visualizing is important here. Visualize and become one with that vision, what we are having. Hrimkaranya, Hrimkararanya, Harini. So she is. We can also understand it as Maya Mruga. Aranya is created because of the ignorance. The thick, dark forest, Maya. In that, she is like the Mruga, which is the deer, Harini. So that means what? The whole universe is illusory, in which she is also manifesting herself as part of the whole universe. But when the same aranya is ignorance is replaced with cream, it totally becomes a very beautiful experience of seeing Devi as that Harini, and no more that fear or any other negative emotions will be there. Krimkara Vala Vallari. Vallari means the creeper. Avala. Avala means the bund which we put around the plants when the water is poured. It should not go away. So we put the bund around. When there is good bund all around, naturally the water will stay there, and Vallari, that creeper will grow beautifully. The plants will come up really well. So what does it mean? Here, when we make the cream kara as the avala, the bund, naturally Devi will come up as the creeper because she's given that. Again here, the bund is the mind. When the bund is tight and firm, Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta is firm with the thought of Shiva Shakti, with the good understanding of Shiva Shakti. And when we make that as the bund, all our sadhana will stay there. It will be like pouring the water. That water will stay, because of which Devi will rise. So we should make that Hreem Kara, Hreem Sadhana as the bund, for which we have to work on pouring the water in that as sadhana, and the creeper is Devi. In Meera Bhajan, Asuvana Jala Sincha Sincha Prema Bela Hoi, she says for Krishna. As sadhana, she is pouring her tears out of separation, viraha tapa. She is shedding the tears as the water, because of which prema bela hoi, the creeper of love, has grown. So it is important that if we make Hrimkara as the bund, it is automatic and easy to pour water. Our sadhana will not go wasted, but we should make our mind as the bund which is firm and strong. In the same way, if we have good devotion towards Devi, she knows how to convert that aranya, which is so filled with darkness of ignorance, into a beautiful experience. She knows how to convert it as, I can say, cotton candy. You all might have had it in younger days. The cotton candy will be so thick and globe-like. Not knowing how to eat or how to put our hand into it, we will be struggling. But once we get hold of that and put it in the mouth, what is left? Nothing but just the sweetness. Nothing. There is nothing to chew, not to swallow. Everything becomes dissolved. So, like that, she knows how to annihilate that ignorance and make the taste of that candy stay permanently on the tongue. Like that, Devi converts when we make that cream as the aranya, cream as the pand. So it is telling us, do the japa of Kara. Understand what that cream stands for. Open the mind to experience the repercussion which it is producing and be aware of the presence of Devi in that cream. Kara Panjara Shuki. Kara Panjara Shuki. Again, Panjara is cage. Shuki, she's there inside that as a parrot. When we understand it, the whole universe is a Panjara, is a cage. In that, Shiva Shakti is the Shuki, is the parrot. That means she is very much there, but she is enveloped in the universe. Even in individual, the body is the cage. In that is Devi, Shiva Shakti, activated consciousness as parrot. Isn't it? So that is with the ignorant people. Body is there and Atma is there inside as Shuki, Shiva Shakti. If we make Kara as the Panjara, naturally the mind expands. The whole universe is nothing but cream. Cream. If the mind is expanding as cream, the Shuki also becomes freer and freer. The mind will automatically recedes and it is no more there, but only Devi will be there as a free bird. Nothing but just Shuki. The Panjara will open up or it just gets dissolved. So, Kara Panjara Shuki. As an ignorant person, what we are feeling is different from when we make Kara as the Panjara. The experience of the Shuki will make the Panjara melt away. So it is a spiritual awakening which will be happening in the sadhaka as he goes deeper and deeper into understanding what Devi is. Karangana Deepika. Angana Deepika. Angana means the courtyard. It is so vast, wide, without anything in it. So it is darkness, ignorance, Angana. In that, she is like the Deepika. When there is darkness around in the courtyard, open courtyard. Even if one lamp is there, it gives some kind of confidence, some direction. The mind will also calm down without fear. Just a simple lamp or a torch, isn't it? Suppose that Angana becomes that dream as Angana. She comes as the torch with bright light, the ray of consciousness. So again, Kara Angana, when the whole universe, if the mind is ignorant, it will see, it will be experiencing the universe as the total ignorance, avidya. So it will be looking for a deepa or a torch outside. But when we make the whole universe as Kara, that Hreem, Angana itself will become the base for Devi to shower her light of consciousness, which will lead us in her direction. Karangana Deepika. She is like that burning lamp. Then that Kara Angana, which is the whole universe, our life will also become not in darkness, but with the bright light leading us. So we will be joyful, and every experience would become a beautiful experience. Kara Kandara Simha. Kandara means the mountain cave. Kandara is that cave, mountain cave. Simhi is lioness. She is like the lioness in the cave. So, if we keep contemplating so many visions and interpretations, we can understand through this, which correlates with our life. Kandara is deep pit without any bottom. So in Shaktism, Kandara is referred to as Shiva is there on top. Above that Shiva is Shiva, the tranquil energy. Shiva, on top of that is Shiva. So it is that bottomless pit, Kandara. Even the ignorance is bottomless pit. In that, when one is sucked in, Simha will be there, roaring, making us frightened. But when it becomes Kara Kandara, she is there as Simhi, giving the roar of confidence. She can be approached only by Mahavira. Do you remember? We studied it in Lalita Saharshanama. Mahavira Pujya. Mahavira is that bhakta, devotee, who is able to show his devotion, what may come. There will be so many obstacles for devotees. There will be so many tests. But he will cross all the hurdles like Mahavira. Only those persons, those bhaktas, sadhakas, can get into the Kandara, which is the cave. And there they find that Simhi. So when we take it to all the three margas in Jnana Marga, if a sadhaka is following the Jnana Marga, Jnana is so secretive, like Guha, it is in the cave. And it is Kandara, bottomless pit. It is so vast. So when he enters into that Kandara, he is able to see that Simha, which is lioness Shiva Shakti. So even if he is following the Jnana Marga, even there he has to be that Mahavira to understand, digest, and apply it. In Bhakti Marga, as I said already, there will be so many hurdles. The more he goes deep into Bhakti Marga, there will be so many situations which he faces. At that moment, when he shows more devotion and Sharanagati to Devi, it is like entering into that Kandara, the pit without the bottom. She shines, she comes out as Simhi. Only Mahavira can do that. Even in Karma Marga, it is not easy. He will be given so many tests. There will be so many hurdles. That's another kind of Kandara. So even for that, he has to be Mahavira. So that means indirectly it is saying for sadhakas, it is like pushing them. Go forward. There is no way you turning back. Go further. You will see that Simhi who will protect you from any of the other dangers. Go. Don't stop. Don't return back. Go. And then Hrimkaram Bhoja Bhrungika. Ambhoja Bhrungika. Ambhoja is the lotus flower. Bhrungika is Bhrungi, the bumblebee. It will be hovering around the lotus flower to sip the nectar. So, Samunmilat Samvit. When the lotus flower is the pure consciousness, Hrimkara. In the lotus of Hrimkara, Devi is like the Bhrungika. In Shivananda Lahari, Shiva is the Bhrunga. He is always hovering around the lotus, which is mind. That mind is Shakti, Devi. It is her forte. So, Shiva as Bhrunga is always hovering around Devi. We people, the devotees and the sadhakas, our mind, which is like lotus, when it is made green as the lotus, naturally, Devi will be attracted to that lotus. And so she will be hovering around our mind. Just imagine Hrimkara, the whole universe as a huge lotus. And Devi, Shiva Shakti, is very much like the Bhrangika. She is there. Her presence is there. How and why? It is the mind which is perceiving, interacting in this world. No doubt it is taking the help of the physical body with 5 sense organs. But it is mainly the mind which is experiencing. So when we see the whole universe as Hrimkara lotus, naturally the mind will be experiencing the presence of that bumblebee hovering around as Bhrangika. And then Hrimkara Sumano Madhvi. Any flower, when it blossoms, it will have the nectar, madhu, honey in it. So when we make that Hrimkara as the flower, Devi is that madhvi, the honey, nectar which is coming out of that flower. Here we can understand Sumana, it has 2 meanings. Sumana is one, the flower which has the nectar. When sadhaka or the devotee makes Hrim as his mind, it becomes Sumana, a good pure mind, like a flower. In that flower, Devi is the nectar. She is there present in the form of nectar. And also we can see that in Saundarya Lahari also is there. Sudha Dhara Saraihi. Devi, the minute sadhaka or the bhakta, his mind becomes one with the feet of Devi, Kundalini rises and it becomes one with that Shiva, who is the consciousness which is present. And then she sends, she bestows the nectar which drenches the whole body. So here also we can understand Hrimkara Sumano Madhvi. For us to experience Devi as the sweet nectar, or she as the bumblebee, we have to make our mind as Hrim. The minute our mind becomes Hrim Sumana, a beautiful flower of Hrim, naturally she is there as nectar. And also we start experiencing the whole universe as Hrimkara, the manifested Shiva Shakti. In that, she is showering the nectar. That means what? If we are able to visualize and experience it, apply it in our life, that the whole universe is a beautiful flower, we will be experiencing everything as nectar, madhu. So all these analogies are given in Trishati for us to follow, to apply it, to grow, to expand our mind, our understanding, and our experience of the world. That is when that sthiti, the Madhyakuta, will become more purposeful and more meaningful and enjoyable. So, Hrimkara Tarumanjari, the last one. Hrimkara Taru. Taru means the tree. Manjari means the cluster of buds and the flowers. So one meaning is Hrimkara. Hrim is the manifested universe. If that is the Taru, the tree, the whole universe as tree, she shines as the cluster of flowers and the buds. So beautiful. If we make our mind as Hrimkara feeling, that becomes like the Taru, where she comes as the cluster of flowers. Understood? And also, tree is the support. So Devi is standing as the support, tree, the self. On that, the universe is also shining beautifully as the cluster of flowers. So in so many ways we can understand, just because the karana, the root is also Devi, the effect of that is also Devi. Everything is Devi, but she is presenting herself in different manner. So if we take Taru as the self, it makes sense. Because the whole manifestation is flower. It comes in Vishnu saharshanama also. Pushpahasa. Pushpahasa means the flower which is blossoming. Pushpahasa. Vishnu is shining as Pushpahasa in this whole universe. So Vishnu is nothing but the male form of Devi. And Devi is also Manjari. Same. She is manifesting herself as the Manjari. What we can understand by going through the contemplation on this dream is everything is nothing but Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti. But it is presented as though it is the source, as though it is the effect, as though there is someone who is experiencing it. But it is all the leelas, the game of the activated consciousness in different ways. So in sthiti, when we are experiencing this sthiti, the state of sustenance, it is beautiful to go through the experience of the world with the understanding that everything is green, green, green. Everything is green, penetrated by green. So there is chance for us to enjoy every moment, every inch, every incident, because we understand, even if it is negative, we will understand, yeah, it is one of the games played by Shiva Shakti. And we go through it. Om. Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti 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 Om.